Okay, Unit 3 Artificial Intelligence, Fast Forward Chaining and Backward Chaining in Artificial Intelligence. So, the first interference engine was part of expert system. So, this is commonly two method that inference engine, you know, that is two types which are forward and backward chaining. So forward chaining, also known as forward deduction or forward reasoning method. So this is used on in inference engine. And forward chaining, which start with the atomic sentences, knowledge base, and amplify the inference rules. The forward direction to extract more data until the goal reached. The forward chaining algorithm start from known fact, trigger all the rules whose premises are satisfied, and their conclusion to the known fact. This process repeat until the problem solved. The properties of forward chaining. So it is down to up approach. It's a down to up approach. So it's move from bottom to top. So forward chaining means it's a bottom to top. It will be move. That is called as forward chaining. So forward chaining approach is also called data driven. It's available using this goal is using available data. Forward chaining approach is commonly used in export system such as CLIPS, clips, business and production rule systems like that. Example for forward chaining. So as per the law, it crimes the American to sell the weapon to hostile nation and country A in uh, an enemy of America has some missiles, and all the missiles were sold to it by Robert, who is an American citizen, and prove that Robert is criminal. To solve above the problem, first we will convert all above facts into first order and definite classes, and then we will use a forward chaining algorithm to reach the goal. Forward chaining proof. Step 1. You know that American Robert, so enemy A, America owns A and T1 and missile T1. So all this fact will be represented as below. See, American robot missile T1 and owns A comma T1 enemy A America. And step 2. So rule 1 does not satisfy the premises, so it not be added with the first interaction, and rule 2 and rule 3 are already added, and rule 4 satisfy the substitution P of T1. What is P of T1? Yeah, so cells Robert T1 and A. So added which information to conjunction of rule 2 and 3. Then rule 6 is satisfied with the substitution of P by A. So the hostile A is added which infer from rule 7. So here the step 3, the weapons is moving missile T1, then cells Robert T1, then again it move to owns, then hostile the weapons will be moved from enemy to A America. That means step 3 it move forward, weapons it move missile, self robot, owns like that. So here the satisfaction of substitution, it's a criminal robot which infer all available facts, and hence we reach the goal statement. Hence it's proved Robert as a criminal using that forward chaining approach. See, criminal robot, it's a forward chaining approach, so it moving to American robot, weapons T1, missile T1, then again cell robot T1A, so on. So this is the way it move the data searching, and finally that that criminal proved Robert as a criminal. Next one, backward chaining. Backward chaining, also known as a backward deduction or backward reasoning method when using this interference engine. So backward chaining algorithm by reasoning which starts and goals work backward and chaining through rules to find no where to support. So property of backward chaining. So backward chaining, forward chaining it down to top, and this one is top to down. So that's a first property of backward chaining. So backward chaining based on the Morris Bones inference rules. Backward chaining rules having broken to sub goals to prove the fact and true. It's called goal-driven approach. List of the goals decides which rules are selected or used. And backward chaining algorithm is used in game theory, automated theorem, proving tools, inference engine, proof assessing, and various AI problems. So the backward chaining method mostly used in depth first search strategy and proof. And backward chaining proof, see that's a step one. So at the first step, we will take the goal fact, and we will infer fact, and at last we will prove those fact true. So our goal fact is Robert as criminal. So that is our goal. So C, criminal is Robert. That's a predicate. And step two, we will infer that fact from goal fact which satisfy the rules. So we can see the rule 1. So we will add all the conjunctive facts below the first level of, and it will replace P with Robert. Here we see the American Robert is a fact, so it's proved here. So step 3, so criminal Robert is that level is moving top to the down. Step 3, the missile Q which infer weapon Q as it is satisfy the rule 5. Then weapon Q is also true the substitution of constant in T1 at Q. So see again, see the diagram compared to previous one and this one, they just added missile Q and T1 under that weapon of criminal Robert. So step 4, so again they added with the sales part, missile and owns. So step we can fact missile and owns from sales by Robert. So it satisfy the rules 4 which substitution of in place the statements put here. And step 5 we can fact enemy A America Australia the satisfy the rule 6. So see, so these are the rules missiles owns enemies etc. So see, this is a forward chaining and backward chaining. What's the difference between that forward and backward? There is a tabulation. The forward chaining facts is applied inference. It reduces the goal. That backward chaining is goals work backward. Check the fact and support the goal. It's a bottom to up approach, that backward chaining top to down approach. So forward chaining known as data driven inference, and this one is backward chaining, we can say it's a divided sub goal extract the facts. So forward chaining reasonings applies breadth first search strategy, and backward chaining applies um, depth first search strategy. So forward chaining tests for all the available rows, and backward chaining only tests few required rows. And forward chaining is a suitable for the planning, monitoring, control, and interpretation application. Backward chaining is a diagnostic and perception and debugging application. And forward chaining it can generate infinite number of possible conclusion, and backward chaining is a final number of possible conclusion. It operates forward direction, and backward chaining is operate backward direction. Forward chaining is aimed for any conclusion, and backward chaining aimed for the required data. So these are the difference between forward and backward chain. Okay, thank you.